I can't even complain about this game. The Eagles win against the Broncos 30-13. And this was probably the most complete game I saw the Philadelphia Eagles play. Probably the best game I see the Eagles play this year. Okay, and the Broncos, they're a tough team. They're not the best team, they're not the worst team, but it's a quality opponent. And I think the Eagles did a really good job. And starting off, Devontae Smith is just, my God. I can't wait until the rest of these games that play out. I can't wait until next year when we actually make some changes and we get a normal scheme for this offense and Devontae Smith is used even more correctly. Devontae Smith is just generational talent, can I say? I mean, how far can I go with this? I mean, that 50-50 ball on Patrick Surtain in the end zone was just fantastic. Had 1 foot, 1 butt cheek to the ground, touchdown, and another touchdown to Devontae Smith later in the game. I mean, 66 yards for Devontae Smith. I think only targeted 4 times. I think 4 receptions, whatever it was. I think it was out of 6 passes to Devontae Smith. Fantastic. We're seeing him get better and better and better every single week, and obviously getting used to the NFL and more of a mentality type thing. And the connection between Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith has been fantastic. And oh my God, you get Devontae Smith in the open space, he's a monster. And I mean, the contested catch to Patrick Surtain, I loved it. I mean, I'm so happy for the kid, and we finally have a number 1 receiver, guys. Literally. It's crazy. I'm so happy about it. But not even just even Quez Watkins had that miss at the end of the first half, which kind of like Jalen Hurts threw a complete dagger to Quez right at the end with 15 seconds left in the second quarter before the half ended, and unfortunately Quez missed it, and he was very upset at it. Had a couple receptions, and really no one else was involved. Dallas Goedert was involved a little bit on the big reception on that big third down that we had, and unfortunately, he got a concussion. Should have been a helmet-to-helmet penalty. These refs are getting worse every single week. We deal with this every single week, so it's a shame. And really didn't utilize tight ends that much later in the game. Jack Stahl came in, Tyree Jackson had some playing time, but mostly for doing some of the dirty work and some of the blocking. But the running backs today, guys, did absolutely fantastic. Jordan Howard leading the pack with 83 yards. Just crazy. 83 yards, 12 carries for 83 yards, averaging 6.9 a carry. You had Boston Scott, 11 carries for 81 yards, averaging 12 yards a carry. Gainwell was only 2 for 5 because he didn't really have that many snaps. Miles Sanders still out. We all know that. Offensive line had some scares today with Jason Kelce going down, Dickerson going down, but we're okay. We're all right. We're all good. Nothing crazy. So, Jason Kelce was probably the biggest scare because I was like, I really hope nothing's going on with him. Fletcher Cox went down. So there was a little bit of some injury scares today, but I think we're all good. But, wow. I mean, I was just, offensively, I was very happy. First half was fantastic. When Nick Sirianni has Jalen Hurts in this type of sequence and gets him on a rhythm, under center, RPO, kind of mix it all up, it really works, especially with this run game. Like when Miles Sanders comes back, I really hope that Jordan Howard isn't put back on practice squad. You got to keep Jordan Howard here. You have to do it because he is a bulldozer and he tires out defenses, and it helps Jalen Hurts with his pass protection and takes pressure off of him. And obviously the play action works when you run the football. And just fantastic. I can't even say anything more about it. Offensively, Jalen Hurts, I thought, had one of the most best games he's had. Jalen Hurts for the day, okay, he was 16 for 23, 178 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, averaging 7.7 yards a pass, okay? And other than really the bonehead play where he threw off the back foot and, threw the pick, which, he just panicked through that. I know it kind of got deflected a little bit, but really that was the only throw that really made me mad. What kind of makes me mad with this offense, when things start working, they got to stick with it. And what Nick did in the second half, or sometimes during the first half, very little, but more of it happened in the second half, they strayed away from the sequence of plays with the run and the play action and Jalen Hurts being under center. When you just get the ball to Jalen Hurts and you make him run with it, I can't stand it. Now, when it's in a sequence of plays, it's fine because it's worked. But when you do RP, there was a couple times where he did RPOs, and it was an RPO every single, and keeping the ball in Jalen Hurts' hand, and gets the ball, stands there for a couple seconds, then starts running a certain direction. I just can't stand that. You know what I mean? The rollouts are fine. Like the rollout plays, I have no problem with those. But when he gets the ball and he just starts and he keeps it for himself and he has nowhere to go, I feel like the RPOs are just not working. They do work sometimes, but when you literally do it way too much in a sequence of like pretty much all 3 and outs that we had when they did that, it was a total fail. Totally predictable. They got to stop doing that with him. They need to just they have to have diverse plays with Jalen Hurts, and you hone in on his skill set, he will be successful. Jalen Hurts has improved the past few weeks, I have to say. It looks really good. Obviously, there are still flaws there, but as of right now, those plays are on Nick at the same time. And what I've noticed in this game, when there was a corner blitz, when Jalen Hurts, seeing a corner blitz or he changed the play. So Jalen Hurts is starting to have more command of this offense, which is pretty good. I've kind of noticed that in this Broncos game, which I really did like. More command of the field, more command of the offense where he could change the play. He senses a corner blitz and he changes the play for a run up the middle with Jordan Howard. That's what I like, giving him more command and more control. And not forcing him to do things he shouldn't do. If he sees something, let him change the play, and they let him do that. So with Jalen Hurts, the RPOs I just can't stand because it takes too long of a play because Jalen Hurts takes a little bit too long to, if he's going to hand it off, he's going to keep it for himself. And when he keeps it for himself, half the time he's either running for his life or he almost gets tackled in the backfield or he gets tackled in the backfield. It's just a total mess when he keeps doing it. When you do it all the time on consecutive RPO plays where he keeps it for himself, it just doesn't work that way. It will work, like I said, it will work when you have a rhythm going and you don't do it every single time and you surprise a team with that in a sequence of plays, then it's fine. But to do it consistently, it's not going to work. Keep the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands when he's trying to scramble. I'm not saying he's not scrambling the right way. I'm not saying that he's, there are certain scrambles that do work, but the RPOs, which take too long for him to, he just gets the ball, he stands there, and then he starts running. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but that's where I think in a rhythm it works. But when you're doing it like, don't make Jalen Hurts pass the ball 3 times a series. Like, you don't have to do that. The pass will open up. You know what I mean? So offensively, Jalen Hurts had a really good game. Other than the pick, really, and I think, one, he got chased. He had a clean pocket. Then it started to kind of break down. I think he underthrew Devontae Smith, or he was just on a weird angle when he was trying to throw to Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith had to kind of come back for it, but it was just, it was a bad pass. But I think on the way and the angle, and he was getting tackled and trying to throw it, I probably couldn't get enough arm strength to Devontae Smith on that pass. But it is what it is. Defensively, this defense is still a mess. They're still bad against the run. They're getting manhandled up front. Our linebackers, TJ Edwards is still playing well. Davion Taylor is looking really good, former 3rd-round pick. You know what I mean? So, they're looking good. Some of the linebackers have looked good. They did some linebacker blitzes. They got in the backfield a little bit. Defensive line, there was pressure here and there, nothing crazy. Maybe a sack or 2. I forgot who, but I know they had a couple sacks today. Derek Barnett is still a bonehead with these stupid late penalties. I can't stand it anymore. Can't wait till he walks in free agency. It just makes no sense to me why. I thought the corner of Maddox had some good tackles today. Slay had an 82-yard fumble recovery touchdown today. Another one to the house for Darius Slay. Melvin Gordon on a 4th and 1 fumbled in a pile, and Slay picked it up, which scored us another touchdown, which was fantastic. There was some penalties that were kind of like, it's like that every single game. You're going to find some penalties that were ridiculous. The one with Dallas Goedert to helmet, and obviously Steven Nelson had a PI call, which wasn't even a PI call. So there was a lot of, some things that were crazy. But I thought the coverage was good. But when this team plays zone, I can't blame the players because, the players can only do so much in this scheme. And, I hate when we play zone, the tight end goes up the field. Teddy throws between two defenders, and guys are so late are literally an inch away from getting to the ball. Goes right through the two defenders. The tight end goes all the way downfield. And they're already at the goal line. You know what I mean? So it gets really annoying at that point. So I really like what the defense was very up and down today. Very up and down. The offense had to keep it going today. So defensively, like, I don't like what they're doing. Like, it's second and short, and you have your corners still lined up 15 yards, like 10 to 15 yards. I mean, I'm not even kidding. These corners are still lined up so far away. Like, I'm not saying they got to play press, but, man, at least get a couple feet in front of them. I mean, at least something. You know what I mean? Play some man coverage. I mean, which they definitely did in this game. But, man, the zone coverage is killing us. I mean, receivers are just finding those open lanes for the quarterbacks to throw the ball, and you're completing these big passes, which is ridiculous. They're still lining these corners way too far away. I don't know what that is, what they're trying to. They're not trying to give up the big play. I understand that, but man, you got to take a risk. You got to take a chance. Like, regardless if you're not going to give up the big play, you stand back. You're still giving them all the underneath throws. I mean, you're still giving them big chunk yards to the first down marker. I mean, pretty much. So, it was an up and down game, but really, like, offensively, like, this team's got a lot of talent, but they just got to use it the right way. And they just got to stay consistent. You know what I mean? You're going into a Saints team next week that, the Eagles are actually favored in this game next week, which is kind of crazy, but not going to go crazy about that until, we actually get into Saints week, which is this week. Later on this week, we'll talk about it. But I have to say, I think the connection between Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith was fantastic. The offensive line had good protection today. I mean, the run game was fantastic today. I mean, since 4 or 5 game stretch, the Eagles since week 7 have been leading the whole league in rushing. 768 yards. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, that's nuts to think that that's how much they're running the football right now. And it's helping Jalen Hurts. But Nick has to hone in on Jalen Hurts' skill set. He has to balance out this offense, and he's got to run the football, and he's got to stop with these RPOs consecutive on. There's drives where things are working, and there's a rhythm, and they're using all these diverse type of plays and formations, and then they go back to Sirianni being Sirianni and keeping the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands, running with the football constantly by himself. I can't stand it. And teams are predicting it, and Hurts is getting killed in the backfield, which I can't stand. So this was a good win for the Eagles. I didn't expect to score 30 points today. Not at all. Okay, did not expect it. So I mean, it was a big game for them to win, and I think they needed it. This comes to a whole stretch where you're going to be facing the rest of the NFC East. You still got a lot of games left. And, the Eagles are 1 game back in the wild card right now. And there could be a wild card game for this team. If this offense stays the way it is, defensively, I don't know how much faith I have in them. I have faith in our corners and TJ Edwards. Defensive line is very iffy for me because they either show up or they don't. Fletcher Cox had 1 tackle today. I mean, that was it. Got clogged up. I mean, everyone just got pushed around. Against the run, really bad. You got to face Mark Ingram next week or Alvin Kamara. I mean, and him as well. So it's going to be tough. The Jonathan Gannon scheme is. I'm not saying that we're not perfect on defense because we're not perfect at all. We have holes definitely, but this scheme does not fit what we're trying to do at all, and we don't have the certain players for the type of scheme that we're trying to run. And that's just the truth to it all. So I don't want to make this a video any longer, but it was a good win, guys. Devontae Smith looks like a number 1 generational talent that I can't wait to see more of. I can't wait to see a future with this guy and just what they add to this offense and what changes they make next year. And just talking about next year as well. You know what I mean? Like, it's exciting. It really is. It really, this team... There's a lot of good things that can happen with this team. As much as we were negative and there's things we can nitpick, this was Jalen Hurts' best game, and I thought he was poised. He commanded the field, made some mistakes. I mean, Russell Wilson played last night and missed a lot of bad throws. Obviously with his hand injury, or I don't know if he's still injured or whatnot, but you know what I mean? So quarterbacks make mistakes, but it's all about the adversity and how they fight back. You know what I mean? And Jalen Hurts is a fighter, man. And all he wants to do, talking about last week, was winning. And all he wants to do is win, and that's it. And that's what it looked like. And it looked like everybody was following Jalen Hurts as the leader. And that's all that matters. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought about this game, your favorite parts of this game. Do you think Jalen Hurts played good? Do you think Jalen Hurts is the guy, not the guy? You don't even have to say that. You know what I mean? Because obviously there's a lot of really good players, a lot of good talent on this team, and we can't really ignore it. So I want to make this long, but I'll see you guys later. Shakes going up, follow, so peace out, guys. Peace.